Hello. Now that both the Bollinger Band and RSI modules have been released, the next obvious logical video needs to be the discussion of both of them combined. A Bollinger RSI combo is one of the strongest market contingencies there is, so it makes only sense that such a combination be discussed in terms of how to set it up and tune it. So I have the chart loaded with BTC and nothing else. Let's load Bollinger's. Turn the chart on, turn off the signal line. Okay, and now let's load RSI. Again, turn off the signal line and display the chart. Now, both of these are at default settings, nothing special about either one of them. We can proceed in one of two ways. I can link them up and then tune them, or I can tune them each individually and then link them up to produce the final result. I'm going to actually do the second one. I'm going to tune them individually and then link them up to produce the final result, as I believe that is easier to see the correlations. So let's come here, RSI, and let's try a couple of combinations. Let's see what we can come up with. That worked out pretty well, but it still shows quite a few close range dips. So let's go with something a little less okay, we'll leave this on. Not quite. We want to get this nice and smooth if we can. Alright, that's still pretty jagged. So let's go up to 23. That actually looks a little better. Picked up a signal here, picked up a signal here, sold here. This actually looks pretty good. So now let's take a look at Bollinger's. Okay, lower median, upper median. Let's go to a classic EMA. Let's give this a little bit more of a pop. And let's stretch the upper and lower median lookbacks to 31. Let's see what we can come up with. Now let's do high and low. See if we can come up with something that will give us a good signal range that we can then begin comparing. Okay, not bad. There are a few correlations, a couple little bit offs. For example, here we see RSI lags slightly behind Bollinger. So let's zoom in and see how much. See how many candlesticks this lags. Okay, well, right here we see it kicks in way over here. This kicks in over here. Now we could go to an aggressive state or traditional state and pick it up right here. Let's see how that would look. So let's go from cross to traditional. Okay, and right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hold the signal for 5 candlesticks here and see what the result is going to be. Now it's important to remember that when you spend time working with this is as much visual as it is mathematical. I think I'm also going to change the deviation to 2. Make it a little more aggressive. Okay, we have a match right here. And this is the kind of stuff we want to look for. These kind of matches. So let's see when a buy signal matches. Okay, we have a buy signal here. Let's see how far off these are. And this is pretty much, okay, this is too far off. And that's basically, here we go, we have a match. So this match shows up at roughly the 87.70 line, 87.50. So 87.50, and let's see where the cells line up. These cells look like they're going to line up probably right here. Let's see. So we're looking at $95 in that range. About 95. So that's not bad. So 87 and 95 for a profit range. Now, it doesn't matter which one you link up. That is, you can link Bollinger's to RSI, or you can link RSI to Bollinger's. It's just you have to decide which one you want to actually generate the signals from. I'm going to have the signals come off of RSI. So I'm going to pull in Bollinger's signal line. Turn on confirmation bias. And now the RSI chart is going to change to show only where RSI and Bollinger's line up. So this is going to be the sell signal. And this is the buy signal. So as you can see, they line up. So when you place your alerts, this is where you're going to place your alert off of the RSI itself. So we have a nice little combination right here. One indicator going into the other indicator, and then the combined results aligning to produce a very good entry and a very good exit, taking two of the market's biggest trading staples. Bollinger and RSI are pretty much the two most important indicators on the market. So let's go back a little bit and we'll see what else we can see. Okay, here is the last sell signal. As you can see, the combination does not buy and sell rapidly, but more surgically. And that's why it's favored so much by traders. Okay, there's another sell signal and a third. So it is an important thing to remember when you're looking at when you purchase versus when you sell, that these kind of combinations are meant deliberately to weaken or lower the number of entry points into the market to maximize the profits as much as possible. Now, of course, we have the benefit of seeing history here, where we can see the market didn't drop that much, or that it dropped here, but it bought after the drop for the combined weight. So these are things to pay attention to when you are trying to determine which indicator to layer on the other. Indicator on indicator is an interesting and unique paradigm, but it does require a lot of practice. Let's take this to the extreme, which will probably break it because the amount of analysis that goes on between both layers. TradingView does have a limit of 20,000 milliseconds. So if it can't complete the analysis in that time frame, the script will report an error. Smaller time frames are more prone to cause errors. They're also less likely to bring in as much profit. So it's things you want to be aware of, that while they look nice on the screen, to see this cascade of real-time information flowing in, realistically, your profits are not going to be that good. I generally find profits start becoming reasonable at the 1 minute or 5 minute mark, depending upon your approach. Here at the 5 minute mark, we see a buy signal here and the first sell signal here, but it took 4 days for it to cook, if you will, or for the market to go from here up to here. So there are different things to consider, but most importantly, when you are working on which indicator layers you want to deal with, stay with one at a time and then work on tuning them the way I did for this video. This staple is a die-hard staple for traders and has been for a very long time. Don't neglect it if you're looking for good entry and exit points. Until next time.